We had a great time on an excursion we booked through Viator to the Chacchoben ruins. The tour guide was absolutely fantastic. I'm going to let him introduce himself and his company and then show you some of the historical and cultural information that he shared with us while we were at that Chacchoben ruin site. Checking out all the cool Mayan ruins.
Well, we went to the Chacchoben ruins. So I work with the company Native Choice. And if you like the adventure and the culture, try to find us and request this tour guide that, well, can be a great idea. Amigos, remember the Mayas is one of the older civilizations from here, the Yucatan Peninsula, okay? But we have other civilizations in Mexico, okay? For example, Aztecs, Olmecs, Toltecs, Teotihuacans, Purépechas. We have 70 different cultures, okay, that live in different regions and also different period of times, okay. Let me ask you, do you remember the Incas?
Yes.
Where the Incas settled down?
Incas were in South America.
South America, that's correct, okay? Today in Peru, Chile. Amigos, in this case, we are in Central America, and it's better now as well as Mesoamerica. That means just the middle of the continent, right? If we go to North America, we have other tribes, other Native Americans, Cherokees, Comanches, Apaches, Navajo, Pueblo, Sioux, right? Amigos, in this case, all the people who settle down in Central America, they share different aspects: religion, writing, numbers, deities, calendars, gods, okay? So in this case, this is one of the greatest civilizations and also one of the older cities from this region, the Yucatan Peninsula, not from the whole Maya land, because today we can see Mayan cities, Mayan people and Mayan traditions in 5 different countries. Does someone knows which ones are those countries? Any idea?
Yes. Belize.
Belize,
Mexico.
Mexico,
Hold on.
uh-huh,
Colombia.
no, Guatemala,
Guatemala.
Honduras,
Honduras.
and a tiny part of El Salvador. Okay, amigos, this is part of the Maya land. Okay, so this is one of the older cities from this region, 300s BC. And at that time, amigos, the economy and even the population of this city, it wasn't enough in order to build something like this. This one is a huge building. So familia, how they begun? Well, doesn't matter if it's a house, a palace, whatever. The Mayas, they all the time begins like this. They first of all built a small base. This base all the time, it was a square, flat, and then at the top we have this sacred area, the temple. Amigos, what you saw back there and even what you saw up here, it was just the base, the foundation. We don't have anymore this sacred area, the temple, okay? So into the temple, the rulers used to practice rituals, ceremonies, public events, sacrifices, okay? Amigos, the Mayan society, it was divided in different social classes. Careful with the Mayan jaguar. Amigos, the Mayan society, it was divided in rulers, shamans, warriors, merchants, scribes, musicians, farmers, captives, tour guides. Elite class used to live inside of the city, and the regular people at the skirts of the city in a different way, okay? So amigos, again, why we don't have anymore the temple? Because can you tell me who knew the location of these cities before the archaeologists? Any idea? Before the Spaniards, who else? Before them. Well, actually the descendants of this civilization, right? Remember, the Mayas, amigos, abandoned their cities after the 1200s AD and spread around the area. So a Mayan family brought the first archaeologist. His name was the Dr. Peter Harrison from the University of Tulane, and he officially reported this place to the Mexican federal government. I never said that this gentleman came here and he discovered this place. I mean, everybody we knew about the location of these ones, right? So the Mayas, amigos, came here and they borrowed some rocks. They recycled the bricks in order to build their homes today. That's why we don't have all these structures complete anymore. Okay, so amigos, at the beginning we have the base, then the temple at the top. By the way, once they finished the structure, everything was plastered with
Stucco.
stucco. Familia, in order to produce stucco, we need limestone, okay? So we can get limestone in everywhere. We're standing on a big piece of limestone formation. So the Mayas used to gather a bunch of limestone and they needed dehydrated. So they used to burn the limestone with trees. Once you have the quick lime or the ashes of that stone, now you can add water and saps of different trees to make a sticker paste, and with that paste, the stucco, they used to plaster everything. Temples, palaces, the floor, the roads. Once they have the smooth wall, everything was painted with a red pigment and decorated with some carvings, some writing, some calendars. So amigos, it was a really beautiful and shiny building, right? But after 800 years, amigos, we don't have anymore the decorations, not even the pigments, not even the stucco. This is just the skeleton of the building, right? So remember, 300 BC, they built a really modest and tiny base and the temple, okay? And the ruler used to practice ritual ceremonies, public events, sacrifices over here. But amigos, at the pass of the time, every 1, 2, 3, 4 next generations, the next ruler, he wants something bigger, something higher, something newer. I mean, nothing has changed too much, right? So the next one, amigos, he cannot destroy this one because this is a sacred place. This is where we worship our gods. And also, he cannot build next to this one. Why? Because the positions of the buildings are very important. All the time, the most important buildings will be facing east or facing west. Here we have north, south, east, and west. Familia, you didn't notice, but the first temple that we saw back there, you saw the back side of the temple because the front side is facing east. The one that you saw up there to your right hand side, the only access in order to get to the top is on this side because on these ones there's no more steps, okay? So the facade of this one is facing west. Believe it or not, these two ones are facing each other and are aligned up, okay? So in many occasions, all these buildings are aligned up with different structures or even with celestial bodies. That's why, amigos, the archaeologists, they name very easy all these temples. Temple number 1, temple number 2, temple 24. So when they are doing all the excavations and restorations, they can relation the temple with a Dithira god. So that's why today, that one, we call it the Sun's Temple, okay? Why? Okay. Because as that one, amigos, is facing west, that means that the sun rays every day behind the temple. So during the equinoxes and solstice, the sun will rise right at the middle of the temple or in one corner or at the other corner. This is not a coincidence. In many Mayan cities, we can see this alignment with the sun, moon, or Venus. So that's why the next ruler, he cannot destroy this one and he cannot build next to this one. So what he did? He built over the other one. He built a bigger and a wider base. He completely covered this one with a bunches of rocks, and then he built a newer temple at the top. At that point, there's any access to the previously layer of construction. Everything is practiced on the top. Ritual ceremonies, public events, sacrifices. But then what happened again?
The next ruler comes in and builds
Another
it.
layer. So another layer of construction, and again and again and again. So this is how all these temples started to done bigger, wider, higher. So familia, if you were wondering what we have inside of the buildings, please tell me if we remove the last layer of construction, what we are going to find.
Wow.
one
Another
before,
older
yeah.
and a smaller temple. Are you familiar with the Russian dolls?
Yeah.
Or the
That's real
onions?
stuff.
The
Yeah.
same thing happened with that, right? Amigos, take a look. Right there, the Rocky Balboa Way is the last layer of construction, okay? Eventually, those steps will continue over here, okay? But well, this is a big base of 100 meters square of base, okay? And that one is the last layer. Now, can you see these two bunches of rocks on the both sides? Remember, first of all, the archaeologists removed the jungle from here, removed the last layer of construction, removed all those bunches of rocks, and they exposed those steps. I mean, you climb on a previously layer of construction, an older and a smaller temple. I don't know if you can see from here, amigos, there is a line of narrows and smaller steps.
Right.
Can you see them? Those ones are smaller because it's a third layer of construction, okay? How many temples we have in this one? We don't know it, because in order to know it, we must keep destroying everything, and also everything can collapse, okay? So amigos, we have a lot of information about the Mayas that were on the walls of the buildings, okay? Were as well on artifacts, and the Mayas, they left us books as well, okay? So all the history about the Mayas, amigos, well, we have the information, but we are just deciphering all those hieroglyphs and numerical system, right? But amigos, does someone have a question about this part? Yes?
Why did the Mayans leave?
Okay, muy bien. I can answer that, my friends. I can finish the information with the collapse of the civilization, right? Because, amigos, remember that could be a mix of many different reasons. Natural disasters, earthquakes, volcanoes, hurricanes, okay? Could be droughts as well. In one point of the time there wasn't enough water for everybody. Could be political conflicts with other cities. The Mayas used to fight each other for extensions of land. They used to have enemies and allies as well, okay? So could be a mix of all those things. But amigos, the most accepted theory of why the Mayas abandoned their cities could be this one. Today, you already know that all these structures were plastered with stucco. Now, in order to produce stucco, we need limestone and trees. So please tell me, how many trees you think that they needed to burn in order to plaster just this temple? I mean, thousands of trees, right? And we have here in this city, well, 200 different buildings plus the floor, the roads, 1,200 different cities way bigger than this one. So what I mean is that probably the Mayas, they just deforest the area. They offer all the natural resources from the highlands of Guatemala and relocate here at the north of the Yucatan Peninsula, okay? So they suffer a kind of overpopulation, okay? And amigos, before the 1200s, for other reasons, they abandoned their cities again, okay? But amigos, something even more important about that is, where are the Mayas today? Do you remember? Where the Mayas?
Tour drivers.
Yes, they are in everywhere, okay? Amigos, we have millions of Mayas descendants, okay? People who can still practice rituals, traditions, and also they wear customs, and they speak that language, okay? So, familia, Chacchoben, it's a combination of three words in Maya, okay? Chac means red, chop is corn, ben is place. Chacchoben, the place of the red corn, okay? Do you remember the name of the port where you arrived?
Costa Maya.
That's the name of the port, because if you type Costa Maya on Google Earth,
It does not show up.
it doesn't show up, right? So, amigos, once you step outside of Costa Maya, you are in Mahahual. So Mahahual is not a Spanish name, okay? It's a Mayan name. So the culture is still alive, the people is still alive. What we don't have anymore is all the knowledge about this ancient civilization, right? Familia, again, this part was clear? Yes, are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, amigos, this was a really tiny introduction about the Mayan civilization. I know that you are waiting the lagoon, are waiting the tacos, okay?
Yes.
Today you will try some authentic Mexican tacos with corn tortillas, okay? Just please be careful with the red salsa. That one is for Mexicans. Okay? Yeah? Muy bien.
Please subscribe to Gear Report Travel so you don't miss any of our ongoing travel coverage.